Today, on Be Something Wonderful, incredible wealth, health, and love is not earned and deserved, it's claimed. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Big video for you today. It comes from a discussion that I had with one of you yesterday. This was a follow-up. And I've actually talked about this creator, how he turned his life around in other videos. Well, it's going pretty well for him. His monthly income in his consulting business has gone from $4,000 a month to $15,000 a month, where he was doing little travel. He wanted to travel with work and to dance, if you remember. I talked about that in one of my videos. And now he says, Tom, I'm traveling 3 or 4 times a week. Traveling for work, but also to do my dancing, and my monthly income has ballooned to $15,000. He goes, you know, I think some would say that's enough, but I really want more. And remember, it's not about what others feel is enough. That supply, remember, you are source. That supply is inexhaustible. But you're the operant power. You put demand on that supply. So we're going to talk about this idea. He really got it. That the center of his being, that I am awareness is all you ever need, right? To create everything you want. This contrasts to another one of you that was saying, I'm not convinced the law works. This is someone who wants to, believes that their life is not working. Things are not working out. I'm not convinced the law works. You have to put in effort and put in the work for it. But think of this. He is convinced. He's convinced that the law doesn't work. There's strong conviction there, right? He's convinced that his life doesn't work, that he has to earn it and deserve it before he can experience it. We're going to debunk this like we never have before. Remember, the law of assumption, the law of being, the law of one, the law of abundance, the law of prosperity, the law of health, whatever you want to call it, the law of outrageous abundance is not something to be practiced and applied, but rather it's a power to be invoked from within. Through that I am awareness, your abundance of money, love, and health and well-being is not something to be earned and deserved, but it's an innate state of being that is claimed. This is what we're going to talk about today. So, it's not about earning it or deserving it or working for it or even doing processes, right? Making the processes, the metaphysical processes and techniques as a condition, right? Because if you make those a condition, now it's conditional on getting the processes right. There are no conditions, nothing wrong. Of course, processes are powerful, but not from this doing, not from working for it, not from believing you deserve it or need to earn it. There are absolutely no conditions whatsoever on your dream life. It's the recognition and awareness that you are the process. That's the difference, right? There are no limits. There are no conditions. It's the recognition and awareness that you are the process. That's the difference, right? I am the way and the truth and the life on John 14:16. I always am in awe of this verse. Your I am awareness is the way. It's the only truth of your reality, the only fact of your reality. It is your only life experience is your I am awareness, your awareness of being. Think of this verse. It's so powerful. Remember, I'm not talking about Jesus the man. I'm not talking about a man who was born and lived, who may or may not, it depends on what you believe or what you assume, right? It's all based on your beliefs and assumptions, lived over 2,000 years ago. But I'm talking about the awareness that you are the chosen one, that you are the Messiah, that you are the anointed one. It's about you, your awareness of being. This is powerful today. There's only one true way and path to manifesting and creating the life of your dreams, of incredible wealth, incredible love, and incredible health and well-being. And that's I am. I am the way, the truth, and the life. The one and only source and way. But it's a power to be invoked, not to apply, not practiced, not wished for, not hoped for. It's invoked from within. That's why in Scripture, Jesus says, I am awareness. No one comes to the Father except through me. The Father is source of everything you want, that divine supply, that inexhaustible supply. It's through me, through that I am awareness, the one and only source, the one and only true source, the one and only true way. The Father, I am. Remember, you're one with the source. That source is greater than you, greater than whatever you could possibly conceive or even imagine. But you're one with it. There are no exceptions whatsoever. There are no conditions whatsoever. I like the wording here. I've pointed this out in earlier videos. No one comes to the Father. Jesus, or your I am awareness, or the ancients, didn't say goes. Said comes to the Father, meaning the implication is that you're already there. Wow. You're already one with that inexhaustible supply. That's the message. Comes to the Father means you're already there. It's done. It's yours. I am one with my source. That's the difference. So remember, and also I pointed this out, another verse in Scripture that I like, John 15:16. There's many. Remember, I'm talking about the metaphysical message. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about organizations in churches. I'm talking about you as that I am awareness. Right? You right here and now, right? You did not choose me, but I chose you. This is your I am awareness. This is Jesus. And appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should remain, and that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give you. Wow. You did not choose me. I chose you. You've been chosen. You've been appointed and anointed. You are the Messiah, that you go and bear fruit, and that your fruit remains. You remain in that awareness of that source, of being and having everything you want. That's what that means. And whatever you ask the Father, whatever you ask that source, in other words, whatever you invoke or intend, right, in my name, in the name of your I am awareness, he may give you whatsoever you ask. In other words, whatever you claim. That's what asking means. Whatever you announce, whatever you affirm, whatever you assume, whatever you desire, whatever you imagine. In the awareness of already being and having it, I am, will be yours, no conditions whatsoever. Whew. Not because you earned it, not because you deserved it, not because others say so, not because you worked for it, or not even that you did processes and applied and practiced the law. It's not any of that. It's because you invoked it. It's because you are aware that you are it, and it is yours no matter what. It's because you claimed it. That's a big difference. To believe or assume otherwise is to mock God. And do not be deceived. God is not mocked from Scripture. That's what that means. But I like A Course in Miracles elaborates on that, right? Because it's not a warning. It's not a threat. Remember what A Course in Miracles says. God is not mocked. It's not a warning. It's not a threat, but it's a reassurance. It's a reassurance that God would be mocked if any of his creations lacked holiness. In other words, wholeness, completeness, already healed, already complete, already fulfilled. The creation is whole, and the mark of wholeness is holiness. That's what holiness means. It's wholeness. It's complete. Right? And they go on to say here in A Course in Miracles, miracles are affirmations of sonship, which is a state of completion and abundance. I love this. Remember, the sonship is your I am awareness, right? But being whole, being complete, being fulfilled, that's what it really means to be holy. I love this. Miracles. Hear this. This is something just a little different today. When you affirm I am, just I am, that's a miracle. That's an affirmation. You're performing a miracle. Miracles are affirmations of sonship. Course in Miracles says here, which is a state of completion and abundance. You're saying, I am. I am that abundance. I am that perfect health. I am that love which I seek. I'm already all of that. Wow. That's powerful. The law is not something you practice, apply, or try, right? It's a fundamental truth within you that you invoke and claim. I am the law, like in that show, The Chosen, where Jesus is in front of the Pharisees and others. And he declares, I am the law. Miracles are affirmations of I am. Wow. They're affirmations of I am. Every time you affirm I am, you're performing a miracle. Affirm it. Right? Affirm it from the highest level, from the upper chamber. Right? You are rearranging when you affirm I am. Right? This is the power of what some might call a robotic affirmation. But it's anything but robotic. It's coming from your highest state. Right? You're rearranging all that is to manifest and create. Here's what you're doing with this. Really, really lock and load on this idea. You're rearranging all that is to manifest and create, or in other words, all that you are. You're rearranging all that you are, all that is. A unique, personalized, individualized experience or perception or viewpoint of all that you are, past, present, and future. You're rearranging all of it in the past, present, and future. Wow. I want to show this to you today. Every time you affirm I am, you're performing a miracle. Pause here to absorb the magnitude of what's being said. Every time. A Course in Miracles says this: miracles rearrange perception and place all levels in true perspective. Wow. All levels. We talked about the levels of creation. I want to go to that again because this is what it's talking about. Miracles rearrange. It's a miracle, that affirmation, I am. Place all levels in true perspective. This is healing because sickness comes from confusing levels. Remember, we talked about the levels of creation, and we get confused when we affirm or try to create from the lower levels of changing thoughts, changing feelings, and taking actions to feel better or think better thoughts. We get confused on our true identity. We're confusing levels. Affirming I am, that conviction of being, is not a mindless repetition in vain. This is A Course in Miracles still. And in parentheses, I'm putting my own comments, right? But the way, the truth, and life to everything you desire. Oh yeah, I added this part here. This is me, right? In green is me. So they're talking about this idea that miracles rearrange. Remember, they rearrange frames of reality, all images of reality, past, present, and future. And so when you declare I am, you're rearranging those frames, creating a horizontal linear past that makes more sense to what you're affirming and declaring yourself to be right now. Creating a horizontal linear future that makes more sense to who you're declaring, affirming yourself to be now. All images exist in that divine mind. You're just rearranging them into this horizontal linear experience, knowing yourself as source. Right? Miracles bear witness, more on the Course in Miracles. Miracles bear witness to the truth. They are convincing. Hear this. They're using the word convincing in conviction here. They bear witness to the truth. They are convincing because they arise from conviction. Wow. I am conviction. Without conviction, they deteriorate into magic, which is mindless and therefore destructive, or rather uncreative use of mind. Wow. Do you see? Without that conviction of being, I am that I am. Without that conviction, it's like you're hoping for a magic. You're hoping for something magically change in your life, right? It's that idea of it. It's an uncreative use of mind. That's what they're talking about. It's that lower levels of creation that I want to show you here. So I've talked about levels of creation, but again, this applies to what we're talking about today. Remember what A Course in Miracles says. It rearranges perception of all levels, right? The level 7 is you as God, Source, the Father, the one reality, the great I am, the Lord of the law. That never changes, never ceases to exist. That's existence itself, right? And non-existence is impossible because non-existence doesn't exist by definition. So you got existence. Then you got 6, the first manifestation, the Son of God. I am awareness, the all that is, all potential, all power, all knowing, infinite ways to form that awareness of I am awareness, that awareness that you are. It's the law of being. The first level, the Lord or the law, the absolute law. And then you have the law of being that absolute law or that absolute source. Then you got 5, your identity as that awareness of being. The Son of God in expression, or what Scripture calls the Son of Man. This is your self-concept, governed by the law of assumption. Then you have level 4, assumptions of self in your world. The law of assumption. Your I am affirmation right here. That's the miracle. Right here from this level, right? These 2 levels, but the level where you affirm it. Affirming from influence. What are you influenced by? Because every level below that, the changing temporary thoughts, the changing temporary feelings, the actions you take to feel better and think better thoughts, now you're affirming from an influence here. That's what they call magic, right? That's the uncreative part, right? So remember, circumstances. This is the circumstances down here. Changing temporary thoughts, changing temporary feelings, changing temporary people, events, and circumstances that we take action on. Right? So where are you getting your influence from? As Abraham Hicks says, you're under the influence. What are you under the influence of? The levels from 1, 2, and 3? Or 5, 6, and 7? Right? That determines it. Right? But that I am affirmation from the truth of being, from the conviction that you're already that person you desire to be, the assumption of yourself as that person that you've always wanted to be, well, that rearranges perception. So you see yourself as that I am identity, as that ideal self-concept, as that ideal Son of God in expression. That's powerful. You see this. This here, the assumption of self, what is it? Where are you getting your influence from? Right? As they said here, it rearranges all levels, right? Miracles bear witness to the truth. They're convincing because they arise from the conviction. Without conviction, they deteriorate into magic. There's no conviction. In other words, there's no conviction down here. Right? That's why you try to believe things, but you can't believe it because the circumstances are always changing. There's nothing to believe in down there. The conviction is here. Here is that assumption of yourself as that identity. That's true conviction. Here, there's no conviction down here. You're just trying to believe it, and your belief gets shaken. Right? With belief, you can introduce doubt. But conviction can't be shaken. It's an absolute truth of who you are. That's powerful. And I think one of you asked on the video that we talked about this idea, why do we have thoughts and feelings then? Why? To know yourself experientially, or in other words, to have the physical experience as source. Right? To create from above, not to give them power and authority to create. Right? Remember, assumptions are thoughts and feelings, but it's the feeling of conviction. It's the feeling of your true source, your true nature. Remember, there's only one emotion or feeling in that source, but we put it through a lens or a filter of an assumption that we're not the person we want to be. And we create these temporary thoughts and feelings and do these actions to try to feel better about ourselves. There's no power down here. When you give your power and authority here, that's what creates that idea of pain and suffering and struggle and trying. You see? So, to create from above, not to give them power and authority. That's why Jesus said you could have no power at all against me unless it had been given from above. No authority whatsoever over me unless it had been given from above. The affirmation from the conviction of who I am as a son of God, as that one awareness of being, as that unlimited being. These temporary circumstances have no power and authority unless you give them a power and authority. Right? So remember, they do act as a guidance system, as Abraham Hicks and other teachers talk about. But more than that, these temporary manifestations are a result of what you assume you are, who you assume you are. They're all part of to know yourself experientially. Not to know yourself as not being that, but to know yourself who you really are. I am that I am. Not I am not that I am, but I am that I am. That's powerful. So that's the message here, right? To know your self-experience, to have that physical experience of source, to create from above, right? Try it. Try it for the next 48 hours. Affirm, repeatedly affirm just I am. With your intentions are known. The love that you want, the pile of money that you want, the house, the car, whatever it is, the perfect health, a change in appearance, right? All of that's already there. Just affirm from above, right? Getting that conviction. Just I am. Just I am. Try it. I'm telling you, right? Incredible wealth, incredible love, incredible health is not earned. It's claimed. Invoke the power. Stop practicing and trying it and applying it and be it. Claim it. Invoke it. Try that. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, The Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/BeSomethingWonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and for joining our membership channel. Thank you for being a member. And remember, we have a live stream at the end of the month. This is October 27th, 2024, a week from Sunday at 9 a.m. in the morning Pacific time. I'm going to come to you right here from our studios at Be Something Wonderful. And we're going to answer your questions that you've been sending to us on info@besomethingwonderful.com. Plus, I'm going to interact and answer your questions live in the event itself. So this is going to be fun. Join us. If you're a member, join us. If you're not a member, just check out the link below. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.